really good though. It's your girl Yezzi, Yezzir.
And it's your girl AY, you don't know already.
And you are listening or watching Hey Sis.
When we talk about our opinions, we drop gems, information, knowledge. And if you don't like it, Yezzi, you know what I'm going to say. What I'm going to tell them.
You're going to tell them too.
Kick rocks.
Okay. Now today we have a very special guest talking about a very special topic. So we're going to let him introduce himself. Please, can you let the people know who you are and what you do?
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me here today. I'm Logan, aka Loco. I'm a musician as well as a director for a social enterprise working for young kids and local government and local council.
Okay, nice. So, I mean, with you doing all of that, it's only right that we have you on for today's episode. We're going to talk about what's going on right now, not only in the capital, but in our country, England. Why are the youth killing each other? We're seeing videos go viral of young people having knives, machetes, things I've never even seen before, and they're killing each other. What's going on?
You know what's mad? Because we have these conversations every single day. When we're on the Zoom meetings, we're on the Teams calls, we're talking about what's the problems, what are the issues, and what it really comes down to is opportunities, lack of opportunities. A lot of young people, as we call them, they don't know what the entry point is. They don't understand what opportunities that are out there and how to access these things. There's so much opportunity, but the thing is, when you're caught up within your area, your postcodes, you know, you're beefing my man. You know, my man over there is disrespecting you. It's just that male bravado and that hood bravado. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's hard to kind of come out of that.
So, like, because growing up, it wasn't too long ago where you had youth clubs, and now they're all shutting down. So, are we going to say there's something going on with that? Is there some type of parallel thing that's going on with the lack of sources out there? Are teenagers just bored? Or is there something else in the water going on right now?
I mean, I think it's a mix of things because back in the day, there was a lot of resources. And then you are right. There was, I think, an article that came out about the youth club shutting down, the lack of resources that were available for the young people. And then we did see a spike. I think that was around sort of 2000 and... in between sort of 2006 and 2016, there was sort of a shutdown on this, and then there was a spike in youth crime, gang culture, and whatnot. Since then, there's been more funding available to try and generate more opportunities. So when we work with local council, we look at how we can get those funding to support the young people, whether it's on 10-week workshops, getting them into certain industries, whether it's creative skills, whether it's construction, whether it's into like industries that normally young people wouldn't know how to get into. So we give them proper guidance, we give them mentors, we upskill them in certain areas. So for example, we do something called Get Crazy Creative Content Marketing. Okay. So it's about getting young people into the creative industries, whether it's like graphic design, videography, gaming, digital marketing, and then we give them the skills that they need to get into that industry. And then we've got corporate partnerships with like the Sonys, the Omnicom Medias, Facebook, and then we get them into job interviews. But then we have to kind of like hold their hands along the way.
But how long have you been doing this for, out of curiosity?
Oof. So we've grown quite quickly. So realistically, we've only really been doing this since November 2020, last year. But for example, I work closely with the Prince's Trust. So I'm an ambassador for the Prince's Trust. And we do a lot of guidance and support work with young people. So I've been doing it since 2018.
Okay, so let's just say from 2018 to 2022 now. Yeah. Can you say you've really seen a change? Like, what you do, people in your field, does it actually work?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I feel like you can take a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink.
Fair dues.
So the problem is there's young people that are out there and they want these opportunities. They want to say they're in the hood, they've got beef or they've got problems and they don't know how to get out. Yeah. And those are the ones that, you know what, they want the help, they want the support, and they take it serious and they end up progressing. But then you get some young people who are just too into this too deep. Like, and that's the problem. And the thing is, they don't really take it serious. They've been in and out of jail. They've been excluded from school. They feel segregated. They don't feel like the system really works. When they hear council, they automatically think feds. And then they think, this is a Fed thing. This isn't really cool. But then it's like people like me who's from the neighborhood who understand it, that we're not feds. Like, we can help you out. We speak in the lingo, but
it's almost like the conditions.
They're conditioned to feel like they're the enemy. So it's kind of hard to really give those people the opportunity when their mindset is already like, we're not fucking with you.
But you know what's alarming?
Yeah,
you look like the people? Like, let's just say some of the people you work with, conveniently, you look like them and they still don't trust you when you're supposed to kind of be an image of trust. So have you ever, and I know in your position, if you don't want to answer, it's fine. Have you ever had to label someone lost cause?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think you are right. So, like, local council will work with people like us because we look like the people we're trying to target. And when we speak directly with those young people, we're able to get them to engage with us, because what the problem is, local council will put out the communication, but then young people won't engage with that communication because it looks like it's from local council. So they'll use us as the face to go into the community. But the problem is, you are right, there are some young people, I don't want to necessarily label them as lost cause, but they're just in too deep. So the problem is, and the thing is, there's some young people that we've been able to save that are in too deep, but there have been some young people that we haven't been able to save because, you know what, they're still on the up block, they're still doing this and that.
I mean, you can't save all. All you can do is your best and try. That's the reality. It's like, as you said, you can't make the horse drink the water. You can only take it to the water. That's it.
It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. So the more young people you work with, the more you save, but as well as the more young people you lose. So it's like,
but how do they get there? How do you get a 14-year-old boy? There was an incident in southeast London, I won't say the borough, who in the middle of a town centre got stabbed. These are kids in year 9, if I'm not mistaken. How does a young boy, let's just say southeast London, wake up one day and makes the conscious decision to be a killer?
I feel like they're groomed as well, because there's grooming behind it, because it's not like as if these young kids know of this stuff. Somebody has to teach you this way. It's not like you're like, oh yeah, let me see how to be a criminal today. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're groomed, you're taught. You know what I mean? Because I even heard in a Clubhouse where some people were talking about, and they were like about grooming, that it happens at such a young age that you don't realize it. By the time they get to a certain point, it's like they're ready to now be put out in the streets, and it's like, do my bidding.
Yeah, it's a level of conditioning. So it's a
a
level of conditioning. So it's kind of like grooming. So when you're 14 and you're in your neighborhood and you don't know anything past that, then that's what you believe is cool. Like, for example, when I grew up, all the elders were shot in drugs. Like, if you wanted to really make out the hood, you was a drug dealer, you was a gangbanger, you know, you was doing the mad thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't know about entrepreneurship.
It's a taboo.
What? Entrepreneurship? Being a doctor? Like, there was no representation. No one that was black was a doctor around, man. No one that was a surgeon was black. No one that was an entrepreneur was black. Everyone that I saw on the TV during my time was white. So for me, the only people that were really successful were black boys who were in sports or who were doing crime, or doing music. So that's what you aspire to be, because that's the only thing you see that's readily available for you as someone that can get out. But as things have grown, there's social media now, there's more people who are successful. You can see now you can be anything you want to be with the right focus. Now you got young black boys trying to do crypto. You got young black boys trying to do forex. They're trying to, because now they're saying, oh right, there's actually things out there that I can do, you know, to be a success story. But it's the lack of opportunity and the lack of kind of awareness on what you can get into, especially when you're stuck. It's like nature and nurture, you know. You're growing up in South London or North London or East or wherever you're growing up from. Everyone in that neighborhood is doing the same thing, so you're likely to do the same thing as them. It's only the few that can pull away and actually realize that, hold on, this isn't normal. This should be the norms of society. You know what I mean? So I need to pull away from this and do my own thing. But it's a lonely journey.
You know what? It's funny you delve into that, because we've got an internal poll going on, you see, Loco. So when you say that, you know, conditioning and stuff, do we all have the same 24 hours?
Do we have the whole same 24 hours?
Do we have the same 24 hours?
Because you're speaking 24 hours.
You're speaking facts right now. You're talking about people who have been born in a certain area, raised in a certain area, even to go as far as my co-host said, conditioned, then groomed. Then do we all have the same 24 hours in order to all reach the same end goal as someone like, I don't know, middle class, living in Richmond, parents, you know, 2-parent household, doctor, policewoman, whatever?
I mean, that's a great, again, it's another great question. I think I definitely believe we do all have the same 24 hours.
You can vex.
But I feel like
that's not the answer. G.
but I feel like it's what we do with those 24 hours that's different. So, like, I can't speak on anyone else. I can only speak on myself. But
So it's a level playing field.
I wouldn't say it's totally level. I think some people are brought up in much worse conditions.
Yeah.
That they don't see no way out.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain men that I know that, you know, they were they looked after their parent. They had, like, for example, their parents were disabled, so they were young carers, and they didn't have no breaks. They didn't have no support. And like, I know certain men that was like 16 and they were looking after their mums. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't come outside. They couldn't do certain things. Whereas I didn't have to do that, that's to say, but I had my own other struggles.
Yeah.
So you can't really compare, but everyone goes through their own struggles. But some people are brought up in the worst condition, but then there's people that have been brought up in the worst condition that have come out of that as well. So it's hard to kind of compare because...
Let it go. Let it go.
You know, we're just comparing footnotes on if life is like that.
Like, when you say the social clubs and stuff, if you're saying that once they went that it spiked up, but you're saying that again, you said that back in the day, so we didn't have this like facilities and stuff like that. So what did they actually bring? If these clubs were doing something and then they went away and they spiked, what did I, because I never actually went to one. I knew there was some near around, but I never really went because I knew that most of the time, if not, it was the roadman in there. And I was like, I don't want no trouble.
Yeah, they weren't all good.
Exactly, because when I used to I didn't have to go to know about all the beef, all the tea, all the spice and everything nice that happened inside.
So those youth clubs are for the roadmen. So, for example, we work with youth offending services.
Okay.
And we work with there's two different types of services. There's different services. You have like SEN, which is special. Hold on, I forgot this. Special educational needs. You've got NEET, which is not in education, employment or training.
Okay.
And then you've got YOS, which is youth offending services.
Oh wow, I didn't even know like 2 out of the 3 even existed.
Yeah. So there's different departments. So obviously, for example, we get with youth offending service. So people who are caught up in the criminal justice system, young people, we get referred by those services to come into the program to try and develop them and try and give them opportunities. So the thing is, because those youth clubs shut down, there was nothing to refer them to. Okay. So then that was like, okay, there's nothing to refer them to. So, and this is a great distraction for them.
Yeah.
So, but there's nothing that they can now do because these things are shut down. You got to also remember, you know, these things also build things like soft skills. So like confidence, leadership, friendships. A lot of people that come on the programs, for us, for example, just because they don't get training in creative skills doesn't mean that they don't also get support in terms of building new friendships and learning how to build, you know, how to like come out their bubble and talk to people. That's also skills as well.
So are teenagers lacking soft skills then?
Yeah, teenagers are lacking soft skills as well because I don't want to talk to my man. That man's too cool and that. Like, that's not a waste, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all of that bravado and that attitude that we break down. Like this is like, it's okay. You can go to like we're all grown. We can go to a networking event and network with random people. Yeah. And we don't see that as nothing. Yeah. But we've built that. These young people don't have that. They're just like, I ain't talking to that. I had a young person like, oh, you talk to white people. Why do you talk to white people for?
What?
I was thinking, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, you're just blocking your own blessings.
So just so we can get some context here, because this is mind blowing. This is a teenager. Yeah. How old are they?
They were like 17. 17.
In modern day 2021, 22, whatever, saying you speak to white people. Yeah. What kind of background does that person have?
Like, they just know demand them. That's it.
That's their world.
That's it. Just demand them. That's it. Their minds, it's not open up. They don't speak to nobody else. And I get how it is, because when I grew up in Stockwell, for me, like, the only time I met white people was when I went to uni.
Okay.
Before that...
And what area was the uni in?
That was in Kent.
Okay.
That was in Kent.
You're gonna meet them there, yeah?
Yeah, so you're gonna meet them there, Gillingham and Canterbury Medway. So before that, all I knew was demand them. So I get it. Like, I really get what you're talking about, bro, because all you know is the man them, you know the elders, you know the young, you know who's putting in work, you know who's selling the food, you know your hood, you know your area.
That's your network.
You know that.
You know.
I know if I go to the shop now, I'm gonna see my man.
Yeah.
You know, I know if I go there, I'm gonna see these youths. I know who's shotting this. I know where to get this. I need to know where to get the mash. I know where to get the food. Like you know all these things.
You're so used to your area.
So
But
that's all you know.
People our age, there's some people are like that. Like I know certain people that's all they know. Like man them, they all that. It's the same thing all the time. And when I talk to them or introduce them to new things, they're like, "What?
Yeah,
that existed?" And I'm like, "Bro, like what world are you living in? Like wake up! Like there's a whole world. Let alone there's a whole London, but all they know is there's the little area, and that's it. And the man them and the boys, and they do the same thing all the time, every day, in and out, in and out."
It just makes me think, will we ever reach a point where we stop killing our neighbor? Will children, teenagers, and young adults be preoccupied enough to see a world outside of their immediate area and just want bigger things? Because we go so hard on pedophiles, we go so hard on politicians. Are we going hard enough on the elders who are grooming these young kids from the age of 8 upwards?
That's the thing.
To be these roadmen, these hoodmen, these drug dealers, these gang members. There aren't really any laws, only for people, you know, offending, like offenders who are actually doing criminal activity. But what about the people that are grooming people to be offenders?
And I feel like what the government are now trying to do is they're trying to work on their prevention as well as the aftercare. Well, prevention as well as that the outcome. So they're trying to prevent.
So sorry, look, are you killing me with this tapping? Because I know it's going to pick up on the sound.
Sorry. I talk a lot with my hands, innit?
That's good. Just in there.
When I'm in a conference calls, I'm like talking like this. I'm skanking. But
No, but you know the prevention. So what kind of, because we were, funnily enough, we were talking about prison reform and how you know prison is really reforming people. So what type of prevention schemes are out there right now? So
like the prevention schemes that they're really cracking. So for example, now we are commissioned to do workshops with the VRU, so the Violence Reduction Unit, which is spearheaded by Mayor Sadiq Khan. Okay. So they fund so they fund localized projects in and around London to prevent young people from getting into, well, who are likely to get into like gangs or likely to get into like the wrong things, to kind of take them into a different path, whether it's positive outcomes like career aspects, mentorship, starting their business, whatever. So there's a lot of that going on right now. There's a lot of funding. So I think the funding from off the back of my head, don't quote me on this, but
rough figures.
I think rough figures, like total, the kind of sums they have is in the millions.
Okay, now I'm gonna go like that, only because I've never heard all the stuff you're saying right now. I've never heard of it. Yeah, it's not marketed anywhere. I don't see it anywhere. If I know a young person, I know quite a few young people. Yeah, I don't even know where to tell them where to go. So how do you reach out to the youth you work to if they're not referred to?
I'm not gonna lie. It's like there's a lot of issues at the moment. Within the
keep
system.
It real. Yeah,
I'll keep it real. Obviously, I hope that my funders don't see this. But
you're being honest,
and
that's what they need.
There's a lot of issues at the moment with a lot of these authorities where the word doesn't get out to the young people. Like we have to go out on the field and talk. So I have to go into the hood and I speak to young people like, look, we've got this going on. I want you there. Sign your name, number. I remember I was talking to one Brixton boy. He just came out of jail. He's like, M24, that's my guy. I just want to hear my guys on this. I was like, yeah, it's cool. Come through. We're going to support you. But it's because we was there talking to the youth. That's why they engaged. But the thing is with a lot of these local councils and these establishments, it's all like middle-aged, kind of like white.
Out of touch.
Senior management. Do you know what I mean? Like all 40s and 50s.
People who don't even know.
They don't really know. Do you know what I mean? So they're all like higher management, senior management. So then it's kind of like the communications don't really get down from there, because then they might connect with people like us, for example, to do that. But then when we're doing that, we're relying on them to send out those comms. But then because the comms aren't getting sent out by them and they're not really engaging like the way we want them to, then we have to go off and do it ourselves.
People like you need to be in positions like that to make the decisions. Exactly. Because sometimes seeing someone that's like you in the field is not enough. Yeah, you need to be with the lawmakers. Where the pen and paper's at, really making the real decisions. Yeah. because sometimes, like you said, things get lost in translation. So it
100%.
makes me worry. How long is it going to take for them to realize, you know, I think we need a change going on?
That's the thing. That's the problem we're facing at the moment. That's even the conversations I have with people within the departments. They say the same thing, but they're also trying to work as hard as they can to kind of fix the issues internally. So we kind of have to wait. So we just say, you know what, we're not going to wait for you to do that. We're going to boss up, and we're going to create some sort of our own department, which is called the outreach team, where we actually just go in the field and we just do it ourselves. So we've got a very strong team. So obviously my social enterprise is called Find Your Feet Careers and Enterprises. So we've got a small team that go out on the field, we engage with the young people, we sign them up, we build a connection, we have an alumni where we keep creating that conversation, that talk around change and what they want to see, and then we implement workshops off the back of what the young people want, rather than what that senior management believe that they think young people want. So it's based around young people and what they actually want, the ones that are actually on the roads. What do you want? Like, how do you want us to help you? Then we get the money together, we get the funds together, and we create that piece of project to help support them. And off the back of that, today we had phone calls today from some of our young people that have got jobs now. And then it's also warm inside to be like, oh, they got jobs.
She's getting a warm inside, and she icy too. You made her melt.
I'm not icy. That's nice though. It's nice to hear. It's
nice to hear that. Like you come through our workshop, you come through our program. Now you've got a job, and it changed your whole life, the whole perception on life. They never thought they would be able to do it, but like, bro, you can do this. You just have to, bro, sis, you can do this. You just have to apply yourself.
Okay, so young women can come as well.
Yeah, so young women. So literally, the call that we had yesterday was a young woman, and the one before that was a young man. Before that was another young woman. So there's been more females actually that have come through and got positive outcomes or jobs or started their own businesses. So it's been really good.
So how long do these programs actually last for? Because sometimes we blame, it's the government. Then they say, what's going on at home? Yeah. And then sometimes you think maybe this will never stop. Like killing each other.
It feels like, I think as well, as long as there's mad disparities as well when it comes to classism within the rich and the poor, there will also be that, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people do come from families where they're struggling to survive. So that is going to cause more violence, like, because people need to survive. So it's like, well, I need to do my thing. So I don't know about you, but you do your thing, I do my thing. Do you know what I mean? I need to survive. It's hustling. It's a game of, it's a crabs in a barrel kind of thing. So
I feel like as long as there's disparities in social classes, there's always gonna be issues. Yeah. There's never gonna be that linear, exactly. You know, there's no crime, no. Like, someone even told me, like, white collar crime. There's more problems of white collar crime than there is in black crime.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But it's also the media. Yeah. It's also what they report on as well.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? They don't report on white collar crime. They don't report on what the government is doing and how the banks are.
Because it's not newsworthy.
That there's more of them than us.
Exactly. They're the majority.
We're 4%.
Yeah. So there's more crime in that aspect, but they're gonna obviously report on us, like, because they're the ones that control the news.
Exactly.
Because you said something as well, AY. You said that survival. Yeah. So maybe they actually think in their head, me killing this person is a sense of survival in my area, in my territory, just to show people what time it is.
Yeah. Because they see other people as well doing it, or they see online that that's what is happening, because that's what's being pushed out there. So then they're just like, okay, well, that's what I have to do to survive, or to be that person. So then they go and do that, and then it's like, some of them, they feel bad about it. They're thinking like, what? And some of them feel trapped but can't get out. Because I know when I was growing up, I knew a couple of people who were like, I want to get out. But if I get out, I might die. So I'm going to stay in for my survival. Because when they got in, they thought they were getting a brotherhood. Because as well, when whatever was lacking from home, when it comes to the male figure and like all that stuff. So they thought, I can get that at least with this. But then realizing, but this means you have to do this, and this. And then they're like, whoa, I don't want to be part of that. I just wanted somebody that I can hang out with, a friend, a brother, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's like, I didn't really sign up. I don't mind getting an extra piece here, but I didn't mean to. I don't want to stab someone. I don't want to kill someone. That means I'm going to jail. I'm not ready for that.
No, that's facts, because like I was even telling the story before I got here that like me, I've always been a good kid. I'm a Niger. Like, my mum used to
militant. I feel your pain.
My mum was on crud. You know what I'm saying? But for me, my home was Nigeria. Mum beat me, she disciplined me, but outside was a jungle. So for me, it was like I said, I was telling the story before I got here. I remember one of my brothers got rushed. Shout out Yezzi.
You gonna call him out?
One of my brothers got rushed, yeah. But he did a mad, like he was trying to do the mad thing. He fought back, but he got rushed through some incident, and obviously I was trying to back it. I was trying to back the people. I was being stupid. Like, I was like, fam, shut up, come Stockwell. Fam, when it comes Stockwell's Pete. They're like, yeah, say nothing. We're gonna shoot you. And these guys were serious guys, real sick. Like I heard the stories. I do always do my research, so. Been a couple phone calls. I was like, yeah, these guys are serious. This person's got a body over there. He done this body. He done this mad thing. And I was like, okay.
He said, I'm fucked.
So maybe I should have been talking a bit still. But obviously for me, it's like, I've got this mindset of, okay, I'm not on this thing, but I'm going to get you first before you get me.
Oh, wow.
So for me, it was like, okay, I made my own phone calls, and I called one of my brethren. And one of my brethren is like knee deep. And he was like, yeah. We've got that, but it's gonna cost you a bag 9, and I was like, obviously 1,900 for those that know what that is. So, and I was like, okay, a bag 9. At the time, I was like 18. I didn't have that money, so I was like,
pretending to think about it.
Yeah, I don't really. I was like, yeah, like
this size 10, 20 pounds in the account.
Okay, yeah, made money, £30 in my account, a bag 9. Like, obviously, I went to go. Like, obviously, I don't want to talk too much, but I went to go check it, and it was just like, yeah, this is the real deal. This is the real thing. And I was, but I don't have the money. But I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna like, you gotta go country, flip this, and this. You have enough money, and you buy the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, I was like, okay, cool. These guys are really out to get me. I remember there was one setup chick on my MSN, MSN days and that. She set up my brethren, and she's the one that she said, you know, remember when you used to sign in and out of MSN?
Yeah.
And the box will count like 10 times.
Yeah.
And she's like, certain people roll into college with knives and pepper spray in their bag, don't know you can get shot in the car, She was talking about me, because I was shook. I thought I was rolling. You know what I mean? I had everyone on lock. Like, listen, these people are going to come. I need everyone to I was militant with it. And I had certain real guys defending me. But at the same time, they can't be everywhere with you.
Yeah.
So for me, that's where the wrong decisions were being made, because I was a good kid, but then I was getting into real problems. And you can't go to the police when you're living in the hood, because at the same time, you're a snitch and no one's going to respect you. I had respect from certain men in the hood that I rated, that they would never rate me again if I had done that. So I had to... That's where the problems are. Like, I had to defend myself. I had to be my own man. And my mum taught me right, but out there you have to do wrong. So for me,
to get right,
do you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm gonna get you before you get me. So anyway, I went to go Cunch. One other thing was I was meant to do a ride out. Went to go do the ride out.
Jesus, loco.
Went to go do the ride out. The ride out failed terribly.
Thank God.
Hid in the bush for 4 hours. The police came. We was all in the bushes hiding like this. What the fuck? I was snoozing in the bushes for 4 hours.
These are not the opinion of Jesus podcast show.
Yeah. But listen, I was young. I was like 16, 17 these times.
Wow.
Did that. And like I said, I was making dumb decisions, dumb stuff. Just dumb decisions. Again, I was going to church, hallelujah, amen. But then, like, people were after me, so I couldn't really do the hallelujah, amen thing with this dude's trying to kill me for real. So after that, it was just like, okay, God, how am I going to get out of this tough spot? Like, I need to go country, make this money, buy this thing, and then go get my man. But I don't want to do this, though. This is not really me. So I remember I was, like, praying, and next thing, the youth got arrested for some next murder he did. He got lifed off in jail. And literally that whole gang that were after me got disbanded.
Who are your prayer warriors?
I don't know. God is...
Yo!
Write it down real quick by the end.
Hey, you know what the most spookiest thing is, yeah? I don't want to sound like a witch, yeah?
Nah.
But I remember when a day or 2 days before,